The trigger warnings are shaking, and if you're not ready to have a conversation about some serious childhood trauma, please get off the live now, okay? So, Krishan Rock and her sister Tesehki, her sister's real name is Latifah. They're both on the show Baddies, both Zeus affiliates. And these two, some shocking allegations had already come out, and Krishan Rock recently, in an episode of Baddies, reiterated a very dark childhood secret she spoke of before. I can barely get it out. This is such a sad story, but there's a lot to talk about. So let's talk about it. So on this latest episode of Baddies, Krishan Rock has her son, Krishan Jr., in her hand while she makes a comment to her sister Tesehki about, remember when you used to make me eat your cat when I was 7 years old. Now, I don't know how far these two are apart, but it's probably, if she was like 7, because Krishan is the youngest, she's the second to the youngest. There's 12 kids. She's the 11th. So she's probably like, what, 5 or 6 years older than her. So that's a 7-year-old to like a 13-year-old or maybe like a 12-year-old. So a middle schooler to like a kindergartner. Do you see what I'm saying? Or that kind of disparity. Somebody definitely that could have been babysitting the other one is what I'm trying to get at. And she spoke about this situation before. Y'all know my favorite journalist, Lovely T. Lovely T came back with the old clips of a video she had of the sister talking, their oldest sister talking about the situation. But I remember doing a video myself of when that brother was talking. The brother, really the nephew, these two girls' nephew was talking and said that Tesehki did something to him allegedly back in the day. It's so many of them, it's easy to mix it up. The cousin, the brother, the such and such. This is really their nephew. Now, he had come out before and he said the guys and the girls did stuff to me. He said it was 5 people. He said out of the 5, some of them have apologized, and he came on and told his truth about the situation because he doesn't believe Tesehki has properly apologized to him. He was saying this 2022, and I remember doing a story on it. And he said that she came in the bathroom one time and the bathtub needed to be clean. And, she basically said, do you want to have intercourse with me? And he was a young child. I do believe he ended up partaking, maybe feeling forced, definitely feeling scared. And it was some sick stuff going on in that house. Now, I've seen this happen in a large family dynamic like the Duggars. You know what I mean? Where there's so many of y'all and there's conversations that are not being had, that there's some freaky stuff going on between the kids and they're creating humongous generational curses and problems with the other kids. I'm trying to really watch my words on these social media platforms because, y'all see what's in the headlines. You see what words it says. Nephew talks about allegations. Like this kind of stuff is some heavy stuff. Now, this is China. China is the mother to that young man, the nephew. The nephew, I do believe his name was like Cameron. But this is China, and China said, she said it was all true. This was back in the day. She said that y'all did that to my son. My son is messed up today, jacked up in the head today. And she said it's probably a derivative from y'all's dad. She told a story where back in the day, Krishan Rock and Tesehki's dad played a game where one of the sons was on the lap and then she was on the lap. And it was a battle to who could sit on his lap. And when the little brother left the room, he took his 2 fingers and violated that little girl. And so I definitely feel like that dad, whoever he has around, has something to do with Tesehki getting harmed herself and it going into her harming others. It's generally a cycle. Now, I'm not making excuses for anybody, but some conversations need to be had. To me, it's a bunch of people not talking about what's going on. The mama's so deep into drugs, I could see her being oblivious to anything going on. She looked like she did every single year of the crack era. You see what I'm saying? Drunk to this day. That's why Krishan Rock is the fish that she was and scratching on the name of Jesus as hard as she is to get some salvation because that generational curse of alcoholism, they got that bad, And I could see her mama, being off the bottle and anything is happening in that house, nobody's talking because 5 people in that family doing something to that nephew, to that boy, you just getting passed around. Guys and girls, they said. I mean, really damaging, horrible stuff. Now, she had that baby in her hands, Krishan Rock did on the episode of Baddies, to make sure that her sister did not hit her. Because her sister is a hitter. She will fight you. And She did say she's gonna sue her for defamation of character, and right now Zeus is up in arms because they don't want to get sued. They don't want a case opened up on them. They don't have the money to be, letting this slide, and they might have to get Tesehki whatever she wants in the light of this. But let's have a deeper conversation. I am somebody who hasn't been harmed in that way, but that's only because I came from a mother who was harmed in that way. Do you see what I'm saying? And my mom was not playing. She did everything possible to make sure we were never harmed in that way because she was harmed so deeply, so horrible, so badly. I'm not going to share my mama business, but she'll tell you. You know what I mean? I say that to say I don't have uncles that did that to me. I don't have a dad, nothing grandpa that did that to me. But I know people that do. And I want to talk to the abusers. I want to talk to the girls that are abusers. Hello? Let's have a real conversation because she's talking about her sister did that to her. That's incest and some other stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? Y'all are ruining the lives of these people. If you feel like you have those urges, if you're watching my video right now, you're like, yeah, I got an urge to do something out of order to my cousin, to my nephew, to my sister, to my brother, to my child. If you feel like you have an urge like that, please, I'm begging you, before you touch anybody, before you do anything out of order and ruin somebody's psyche, go get help. Talk to a counselor, talk to a doctor, talk to the people at your school. I know that you're like, I don't want that stigma on me. Sometimes you can't even face that. Sometimes you think it's okay. It's not okay. You're ruining the lives of others. And before you do that and have that stigma on you, because it's going to come out. See, Tesehki was going to go through her whole life thinking that was never going to come out. Everybody forgave her and it was older. But if she'd have got some help back at 13, 14, 15, 16, and I know she's a child, but if somebody would have got some help, we could have prevented like, hey, I got some feelings. I'm feeling very, you know what I mean? Some stuff has happened to me. I'm overly sexualized as a child and I need to talk to somebody about it before I take it out on my siblings. Then that would have done a world of good. I'm not saying, you know what I mean, nobody's right or wrong, but I'm saying let's try to prevent. Please talk to somebody about your urges. Talk to somebody about your disturbing lust before you harm the children around you. It makes me want to cry. I'm not going to cry on this on my show, but it's choking me up because go get some help. I don't care. Nobody cares what happened to you at the end of the day once you harm somebody. But go talk to somebody. Get some help. Get that stuff out of you. We'll see what we can do. Get you on some medication or something. Because it ain't worth the harm that you cause in others' lives. What's Tabitha Brown say? You can have a bad day. That's your business. But don't you go making anybody else's bad.